Call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us this evening. Councilman Box, if you'd be so kind.
Sure. Everybody join me, please. Almighty Creator, we thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to come together in this part of your creation we call Irondale, Father. Thank you that you give us wisdom to serve the people that you put here with us. Help us to be good stewards of the blessings that you're sending us here. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All right. Call to order. Roll call. Councilman London.
Present.
Councilwoman Cuellar.
Here.
Councilman Box.
Present.
Councilman Sims.
Here.
And myself present. At this time, I'll be looking for for the approval of the minutes for the regular council meeting on March the 1st of 2022.
Motion to approve the minutes for March 1st of 2022.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. At this time, I'll be looking for a motion for the approval of the current bills for payment.
Make a motion we pay the current bills in the amount of $1,337,239.23.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Let's see here. At this time, we would be looking for any professional or consultant reports. Okay. The mayor is not with us tonight, so we are going to skip his report unless, Legal, do you have anything on behalf of the mayor? Okay, nothing to report from the mayor. Any department heads? We'd be looking for any department head reports this evening. Okie dokie. And let's see here. I'll go ahead and start with myself as far as council member reports. We lost a good one recently. Brent Bice, he passed away, succumbing to a long battle and everything. I only had the privilege of knowing the gentleman for just a short amount of time. I remember he called me over to a fire station shortly after we passed the occupational license and everything like that. He was representing his firefighters and everything, and we had a good talk about that. I enjoyed my time with him. He represented his people well. Other than that, I really didn't know the gentleman, but I understand he left quite a legacy here with our fire department. I saw on Facebook what was done in regards to the American flag and in regards to his services at Church of the Highlands and everything. We were out of town and everything, but I'm just always thankful, when we do have to lose people like that, that we commemorate them in the best way possible. So we lost a good one, so if everybody could just keep his family in their prayers as we just kind of comfort his family through that loss. Thankful for the repaving efforts on Second Avenue North. Mayor mentioned it once before. You kind of needed a four-wheel drive to drive down that thing with all the infrastructure repairs that we had with the water mains and everything. So the work resumed on Second Avenue North, and very thankful to have that nice, beautiful blacktop stretching through that area. That concludes my report. Councilman Sims?
Don't have anything.
Okay. Councilman Box?
Just echoing your comments on Fireman Bice, the awesomeness he had there, and congratulations to Chief on expanding the firefighter family with the new additions to the little ones to the firefighters' families there. That's awesome to have. Still asking for my neighborhoods for their input, any special projects that you want to look at, things like that. We're still working together with a couple of them to work these through that. And with that, that's all my report.
Okay. And Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. One of the things that I did want to mention, I've mentioned it before, and I'm so happy that they are here this evening, and that is that we have the Irondale Chamber of Commerce has a interim executive director, Diane Poole. I want to welcome you, and I'm very excited. I've had a chance to meet with you, talk with you, and your service as a consultant to the Chamber of Commerce, and so I'm very happy. And for those of you that do not know, the former executive director, Julie Gardner, recently joined the Shelby County Chamber. And so we wish her all the best. And we're very excited to have Diane Poole as our interim executive director. And I'm sure that you'll be saying more when you come before, but I wanted to personally welcome you. and tell you how excited I am about having you on. Secondly, I wanted to note that March 23rd to April 1st, the Grants Mill Road from North I-459 to south of Carl Daly Road will be closed, and this is part of the Grants Mill widening. There will be a detour, which you continue on to Old Leeds Road towards Grantswood Road, and then you'll be able to get onto I-459. So please mark your calendars for March 23rd to April 1st. This is part of that growing, which I'm excited about, and I'm sure everyone is excited about widening that road. And they're going to be putting in AT&T lines and a pole replacement during this week that they're closed. But this will be ongoing. They'll continue to close it. But the city, in conjunction with Jefferson County, we are prepared. We have that detour ready for residents that need to get to I-459 or that need to get to Old Leeds Road from I-459. You'll have that detour road to go on. Lastly, I wanted to also mention that I also was very saddened by the loss of Brant Bo Rice. I got to know him when I was going through the training for CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Team here in Irondale. He is instrumental in getting that started. Terrific gentleman, and I was deeply saddened that he passed away. And I too was out of town and was unable to attend the funeral, but I do extend my sympathy and condolences to his wife and other extended family members, as well as the Irondale Fire Department. There was one other reminder, David, we had the CDA board vacancies.
I was going to do it as housekeeping
Okay,
here in a second.
very good.
Yep.
And so that concludes my reports.
Thank you. Councilman London.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of things. First of all, Mr. Bryce was a great friend of mine. He was my guy when I needed my CPR training. He was my go-to guy. Really gonna miss him. My condolences go out to the fire department because I know you lost a great guy in Brent. So praying for his family and the fire department and all the firemen across. So he worked in, I think, Warrior and Lincoln and some other municipalities. So praying for all of those. Also, March 22nd, it's 1 week away. March 22nd is 1 week. You hear me? Can you hear me clear?
1 week.
1 week. March 22nd. Anybody need a ride? Anybody need a ride? I got a truck. I'll put you on the back. I got plenty of seats. I'll get you at 6 o'clock in the morning. I promise you. If you need a ride, it'll be at 6 o'clock in the morning. March 22nd could be a game changer for the city of Irondale. You understand that? It's just like me having a 6'5" girl basketball player. She will be a game changer for my program. Y'all got any granddaughters or daughters out there that want to play for me? Seriously, March 22nd can be a game changer for the city of Irondale. All this stuff y'all say y'all want, it takes money to do that, right? We all know that, right? I would like to drive a Mercedes-Benz, but I don't have the money to drive the Mercedes-Benz. But next week, it's a game changer. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, call somebody. They got phone calls out. I think if you saw the list, I think next Saturday they got some volunteer help. Need someone to volunteer, make some phone calls to some people. Thursday night, I think they wants to pass some flyers out at the town hall meeting. So there's different ways you can get involved with this process. 1 week away. Tell everybody that this can be a game changer for the city of Irondale. Y'all see the progress that's going on. We're closing roads. When the last time we had a road closed? In my 30 years, I don't think I ever experienced a road close in Irondale. We're closing roads because of progress. It's growing. We're growing. We're getting where we want to be. March 22nd. I hope the council supporting. I hope all the council supporting this March 22nd. And I hope they're on their website speaking positive about it. If you don't like it, don't say anything. If you like it, be positive. I'm talking about this is everybody. If you don't like what's happening Tuesday, just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, and then when all this stuff happens, don't show up. Don't go to the nice parks. Don't go to the nice green spaces. Just stay at home on your front porch or your back porch, wherever you want to do. But if you like it, spread the word. March 22nd. It's coming, right around the corner. Welcome, Miss Diane. Would you like to have a word? You're coming up later. Okay. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Housekeeping piece for the council. This was brought up in January. I forgot about it. I was reminded that we need to take action on this. We have 3 seats coming open on the CDA. We've got Victor Childress. He will not be asking for that seat back. He's unable to continue with the CDA, so that will be a total replacement. David Pugh's position is coming up, so we need to, we have to fill that either with the existing or take applications. And then Mark Hume, same situation as David Pugh. That seat is coming available, so we're going to have to take applications for all 3 seats. So we need to get that on the radar. Clerk, if you would like to work with Mayor on getting that request out and things of that nature, so we can go ahead and get that addressed. From what I understand, this was Victor's last meeting, so we have a vacancy, and the last thing we want to do is hinder their progress by not having someone in that seat. So just keep that in your sights so that we can move forward with that. As far as our audience tonight, we will go ahead with our agenda like we normally do. One of our last actions in here is that we will accept public comments to the council on non-agenda items. And then once we're done with that and everybody said their piece, then we will move into an executive session where we will leave this room for I don't know, half an hour, or what do you see, legal, as being a decent time based on your knowledge of what we need to discuss?
I would think about 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes, and then we will come back into this space. We will close our meeting, and no other business will be done. So after public comments to the council on non-agenda items, we're going to excuse ourselves. We're going to come back and just simply close the meeting. So feel free to leave when we enter executive session. Okay. That being said, we've moved through our reports and a little bit of housekeeping. At this time, we would be looking for any reports of boards or non-council committees. Yes, ma'am. Please, yes, if you want to grab that microphone.
Good afternoon to the council.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
Carolyn Jones with the Greater Irondale Chamber of Commerce, and I am chair of our education committee, and we wanted to introduce and inform you to our new, I'm going to say director of our chamber, and our chamber president, Ms. Diane Poole, is our interim, I just don't want to say that word, interim director. And Sheila Kent is our board president. Would you like to say?
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity. I am blessed to be able to serve the Irondale Chamber and its businesses. I have a background in chamber management. I ran the Trustful Chamber for 11 years. And I've been working with the Irondale Chamber on a consultant basis for almost a year and a half now, really getting to know this community and enjoying it very much. So I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you very much for having us here tonight.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sheila Kent is our board president.
Thank y'all so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's my pleasure to be here tonight, I'll say. I grew up in the Birmingham area, and it has been so much fun to get to come back into this area and be a part of it. I've been at Chick-fil-A Eastwood Village as the Director of Marketing and Brand Growth and Sales for almost 5 years now. And this community has just been a great place to be and work and be a part of, and now to be able to be here to serve as the president of the chamber is such an honor, and to be able to be here before y'all tonight. And we just want to say thank y'all so much for partnering with us and your support to the chamber, for the mayor, for the council, and all of the city of Irondale. We want y'all to know how much we appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy to have you.
Any questions?
I just
have.
want to,
I'm sorry,
want
go
to
ahead.
thank Sheila for the support that we've been receiving from Chick-fil-A with the various projects that have been going on through Irondale. You've been there, and I'm very grateful to have y'all's support.
Well, again, it's my pleasure.
Councilman London?
Yeah, Miss Sheila, so I got your email, so now I put a name with the face.
That's right.
I'm sorry that I missed the open house.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You can come anytime.
So the same free meal? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But thank you for the
Matter of fact, I can
invitation.
give y'all all cards tonight.
Thank you for the invitation. See what I do? I help y'all out tonight.
That's my pleasure of being the marketing director.
And so, Miss Diane, you hired. I'm sorry, you hired.
Sir?
You hired.
You're hired.
Thank you.
That's all I got to say about it.
Thank y'all very much for coming up this evening. You're welcome anytime y'all have an update. Please feel free to do so. And if unable, please feel free to reach out to one of us, and we will do our best to relay your communications. All right? Thank you so much. All right. Any other boards or non-council committees to reach out to us this evening? That's a no? Okay, fair enough. So we do not have any public hearings on the agenda tonight. We'll now move forward into deliberations on agenda items only. We have one item on our agenda this evening under new business. That would be Resolution 2022 R46, amending Resolution 2022 R26 to add absentee ballot workers to the list of election officers for the special municipal election to be held on March 22nd, 2022. So we originally approved this in its original iteration, but from what I understand, we are basically adding absentee ballot workers to that in the event that some of the ones previously approved were not able to fulfill their duties. Would that be a fair assessment? Yes. Okay, perfect. Councilman London, do you have any questions on that?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No question.
Councilman Sims?
None.
And myself, none as well.
Councilman
Think
Spivey.
Lee's
Yes,
got a
ma'am.
question.
These would be actually for the absentee ballot, precinct.
My
is
bad, I
what this would
misunderstood.
be for.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you very much. All right, any questions remain based on the clarification from legal?
No, sir.
We're good? All right, outstanding. So that being said, that is our only item on the agenda to deliberate. I would ask for a motion for the approval of the form of the agenda.
Motion to approve the form of the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. And would we all agree that this item of new business, R46, could go on the consent agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman London, you're in agreement?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar,
Yes.
Councilman Box, Councilman Sims. That being said, I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Okay. All right. So at this time, I would accept any comments from the public on agenda items only. No comments on agenda items only? Fair enough. That concludes the deliberation of this, since that one item is basically put on consent agenda. So we're done with that. At this time, I would accept any comments on, to the council on non-agenda items. Non-agenda items. Okay, yes, ma'am?
Big fan of the placement over here as opposed to over there. Just letting
It's
y'all know.
moving around, we'll figure it
I
out
like what's
eventually.
happening right now.
There you go.
I'm Mary Beth Butts. I live at 1506 Monticello Road. I know you guys are tired of hearing from me, tired of seeing me. I get it. But I am here to discuss, again, the ordinance 2022-02 on Chapter 5 of Business Regulations of the Short-Term Rentals. I guess my question to you guys, first of all, is we love what you've done already. We're very thankful that there's something in place already that was not there before. We are grateful for that, don't get me wrong, but we're not 100% pleased with that, and we want to have further discussions about that. So I want to give you guys a visual, if it's okay. So I want you all to look at these pictures and understand why this is personal to us. Photo A is a picture of Terry Johnson's headboard in her bedroom where she was laying when shots were fired next door to her. They entered in her bedroom and went 18 inches above where her head was laid on the pillow into the headboard. That's picture one, or photo A, I'm sorry. Photo B is a picture of Cindy, who is another neighbor of ours, of her front door being shattered by a bullet that was technically 4 houses down and across the street. So an assault rifle that was fired directly next door to Terry's house that went through her bedroom. Another one of those bullets also went down the street, hitting multiple vehicles, glass front doors, breaking property, damaging houses. My house had a bullet in it, which, by the way, I would invite you all over to see it, but I finally just patched it up this last weekend. As I was painting it, still looked over my left shoulder to see renters in the rental property 2 doors down where these gunshots were fired from. They've not stopped renting since the moratorium was passed. And the biggest reason why I want to continue talking about this, as well as my neighbors want to continue talking about this, is because one of the biggest stipulations when we discussed it here and passing an ordinance was there's no way to keep taps on it, right? Like you guys asked for the community's participation in that. We helped when things were being violated during the moratorium, when all these problems were happening, continuing to rent. But my question is, if we don't have a way to monitor that, then can we not discuss, let's either extending the minimum rental period past 30 days, like let's go 6 months maybe, like a standard apartment complex, maybe a minimum of 6-month rental. In all honesty, I'm with Mr. London here. I'd like to ban them all together. I know not everybody's on the same page with that, but that's something that I feel very strongly about. That's something that we need to consider in Vestavia and Mountain Brook. Both of these homeowners that own these 2 properties where gunshots were fired, they both each live in Vestavia and Mountain Brook, and they can't rent an Airbnb in their own city for particular reasons. And I think we need to really look at that and see why, right? Is it because they have these issues there? They can't enforce them when they have rules in place? I think it's very important to look at that and to really, if we can, put this back on the agenda to continue to talk about it. We feel very strongly about it. We just don't like it in our neighborhood, and it is what it is. And I know that y'all are probably tired of seeing our faces. Thankfully, you only have to see mine tonight. The other neighbors aren't here because of one reason or another. But how do we move forward with this? We're all rookies in regards to the city council game, so I don't know. Do we have to get a petition on board to get these things banned altogether? How do we get that back on the docket to discuss it?
Sure. So generally speaking, when we're looking at ordinances and tweaking them, adding them, deleting them, insert whatever status change here, typically we would run that through maybe an ordinance committee meeting. Councilwoman Cuellar, you chair that.
Yes.
So I would bounce that off of you if you're willing to entertain that ordinance committee meeting sometime in the near future to take a look at what we've done and see if there's any opportunities to make it better. Would that be fair?
Yes.
Okay. So just get with Councilwoman Cuellar on that. She chairs that ordinance committee. We would have a committee meeting, discuss the moving parts of it, and maybe craft it a little bit, and then possibly bring it back for reconsideration.
Okay.
That would be your next step.
Okay. What's the best way to reach you?
Through email or my phone number. If you go to my Facebook,
Okay.
I can give you the cell phone. It's 205-276-9862.
Okay.
And the email is on the city's website, ccuayar@cityofirondale.al.gov.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, so from here forward, we'll just communicate with the ordinance committee at this point and see what we do moving forward. Is that correct?
I would agree with that.
Okay, very good. Thank you, guys.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other comments to the council on non-agenda items? Yes, sir. Mhm. Did you have her address as well? Okay.
I think I like the mic over here, too.
Now, before you get started, we had Ms. Butt's information on file already, so before you get started, if you could just give us your name and address.
Absolutely. My name is Stephanie Floyd. I'm at 4551 Canterbury Lane. That's actually in Center Point. I am Stephanie Floyd, and I am of Center Point. I'm actually a native of Birmingham. I am a graduate of Vestavia Hills I am a graduate of Jacksonville State University, and I am a graduate of Walden University. I am actually your candidate for the Jefferson County Board of Education District 3 seat. I'm sure you've heard a little bit about that. A part of my background includes that I am a banking professional. I'm also a real estate professional. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a salesperson. And alongside the most important role in my life is that of being a mother to 4 children and 2 grandchildren. The 2 grandchildren have it good. This year on May 24th, not March 23rd, 22nd, but May 24th, we have an opportunity to cast ballots in a historic election. This will actually be the first time that elections will no longer be cast in an at-large basis, but rather on a district-wide basis. And what that means is that citizens within District 3, and those are citizens that are within Irondale, Centerpoint, Pinson, and Fultondale, will have an opportunity to participate in a more fair and a more equitable election. What that also means is that citizens within District 3 will be able to have someone from their own district to represent the needs of our own students within our district. And what that also means is that within our district, we can focus on the precise needs of those that are specific to our children, which may be different from the needs of the children that are in a Vestavia or Mountain Brook or Homewood. We're not exactly like them. I am a perennial learner, as you can tell from my graduation histories, and I have a real passion for education. And I believe that we should never, ever stop learning. And the love of learning actually for me begins at a very early age. I believe that my heritage, which consists of parents that were both educators here in Jefferson County, St. Clair County as well, I believe that that was a large contributor to the reason that I have such a passion for education and a desire to help to fulfill this role. I believe that it's also important to prepare our children for their future because they are our future. And when we don't prepare them to succeed in life, not only are we doing them a disservice, we're doing ourselves a disservice as well. I welcome the opportunity to represent District 3, which again consists of Irondale, Centerpoint, Pinson, and Fultondale. And I also welcome the opportunity to speak with any of you about the opportunity that's before us for this historic election. Again, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Any other comments to the council on non-agenda items? Yes, sir. Okay.
How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
We're here today on my grandmother's property on 965 Grants Mill Road.
Can you state your name and address, sir?
Charles Spadell, 9213. I just moved Kelly Road. Irondale.
Gotcha.
So, but anyway, the property's been condemned. I own a construction company, so I'll be doing the process of tearing the property down. I just need to know some time frame, I guess.
Has this property moved through housing and abatement yet?
No, about this one we were here today.
Okay.
What is the address?
965 Grants Mill Road. Yes, ma'am.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. And,
Okay.
Matter of fact, he didn't call me, but Chris called me last week about the same property. This is the south property next to St. James United Methodist Church.
Okay.
That property right there, Mrs.
That house.
That house.
It's got like a big red X on it
That's
now or
correct.
something like that. Okay.
It's been condemned, and they're gonna tear it down. But I told them the channel is to go to the abatement board meeting, which is I think 16th.
This is March 16th.
That's why I asked you about the
Yep.
date. So the meeting's gonna be March the 16th, which is Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow, right here, 6 o'clock. It'll be right here, and you may or may be on the docket. I don't know. I'm not sure what that. I'm not sure about that. But if you are on the docket, then they will talk about the property, and once they talk about it, it will come to us. But it has to go through that process first. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Any other comments to the council on non-agenda items this evening? Okay. At this point, I would accept a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
It's a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
You say about 30 minutes, you say?
Approximately, yes, sir. If y'all choose to stay, fantastic. We will stay by when we come back. If not, please have a fantastic evening. Drive safe in this wonderful weather that we're experiencing this evening.